Good morning, everyone. So as you know, a few weeks ago, the President, Joe Biden, asked me to take on a diplomatic effort to engage with the issues affecting the Northern Triangle, and to do that in a way that we address both what I think of as the acute and the root causes of migration. So the acute causes and the root causes. And of course, this is challenging work. I don't need to tell you, because we're assembled together because you all have been invested in every way in that region for quite some time. And here's how I think about it. If we think about what is going on, I look at it with the perspective that, one, most people don't want to leave home. They don't want to leave their grandparents. They don't want to leave the culture with which, for which they have pride and obviously a strong sense of connection. They don't want to leave the place where they speak the language of the community. And so the question has to be, why do people leave home? And often it is the case that people leave home when they don't want to, either because they are fleeing some harm, or because they are unable to satisfy their basic needs and the needs of taking care of their family, because the resources and opportunities are not there, and so they have to go elsewhere. So I look at it in terms of that and what is going on. And then if you look at the acute issues, in particular that are affecting the Northern Triangle, we are looking at extensive storm damage because of extreme climate. We're looking at drought in an area, in a region where agriculture is one of the most traditionally important bases for their economy. We're looking at what's happening in terms of food scarcity as a result of that, and in fact, incredible food insecurity, which we used to call hunger. It's food insecurity. And we are looking at, therefore, a number of issues that also relate to poverty, extreme poverty, and also there's violence, obviously, coming out of those regions. When you look at the root causes, we're also looking at the issue of corruption. Again, we're looking at the issue of climate resiliency, and then the concern about a lack of economic opportunity. So how I see it is that for us to be effective in that region, among the work that we can do together, we have to give people a sense of hope. A sense of hope that help is on the way. A sense of hope that if they stay, things will get better. And so that's how I am thinking about our work together, which is giving folks a sense of hope because they see help is on the way, and we can articulate in a tangible way what that help will look like. Now, I don't need to tell this group of experts that this is an issue that has been a long-standing issue. It is complex. If it were easy, it would have been solved a long time ago. We also know that the work that we can do there together and the potential for the work that we can do together will not be accomplished overnight. It will require a real commitment that I know we, in terms of our administration, are prepared to make. And it will be a function of what we are prepared to do, which is why I've asked these incredible foundations to join us, to consider how we can work together in a comprehensive strategy that includes, yes, the United States government in terms of our various agencies. So for example, I convened the cabinet recently, and everyone from the Department of Agriculture to Commerce to USAID, state, DOJ, have agreed to help us with this work. But a comprehensive strategy that is broader than that and frankly bigger than that. A comprehensive strategy that includes civil society, which are basically community-based organizations, both here and there. The work we can do with the private sector. We are convening CEOs. That is an upcoming meeting. The work that we can do with foundations, of course. And then with our international friends. I've approached everyone from the Prime Minister of Japan to Canada and others about a collaborative approach. But for us, investing in also our allies around the globe, around our priority as it relates to our neighborhood, which is the Western Hemisphere. So this is the work that we are doing, and I've asked these leaders of major philanthropic organizations, not only nationally but globally, I've asked you to come together so I can learn from you, so I can hear from you. Many of you have been invested for years, like I said, in the region. I want to hear from you to know what works, what has worked, what has not worked, so that will help inform our strategy going forward. And the bottom line is that this initiative, from my perspective, must be effective and relevant to the underlying issue, which is addressing the acute and root causes of migration away from that region, the reasons people flee. So with that, I want to thank all of you for being here. It's wonderful to meet in person and virtually. And so let's begin our conversation.